Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the cryptocurrency market this Thursday as Bitcoin seeing a very nice 4% push to the upside today above the 200-day moving average, testing this weekly open at 47,000 US dollars. This is an exact level that we talked about yesterday for Bitcoin to potentially come and test. And with this move to the upside, we are seeing Cardano here testing its previous all-time high with a candle high of $2.44. For those in the Discord, we did take a long here. But what does this mean for the rest of the cryptocurrency market with Ethereum not yet seeing a push back inside of this market structure? You can see we still have this major resistance here for Ethereum to face, much and below the weekly open. Still seeing weakness with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. Everyone's saying, oh, this is going to break out from this, triangle, but now we're starting to see this break down. And that's what we've been expecting here because of our shift in Bitcoin dominance perspective, assuming that we're at some point or another going to see this reverse, whether it's now or whether it's, maybe coming down to form another higher low. But realize that we've yet to form any further low since this May top for Bitcoin. And so with that being on the table and with the DXY being such a correlated chart to Bitcoin dominance, with the DXY moving up today, seeing highs that we haven't seen since March. We actually broke the highs here. Does this show us that we're in the early signs of seeing strength with the DXY with, Joe Biden pulling out of Afghanistan and with the US dollar potentially seeing more strength with interest rates starting to increase towards 2023, stimulus and bond purchasing slowing down, tapering away. Is that going to lead this DXY to push up, which we know would most likely, as it did in 2018, push up Bitcoin dominance, signaling that we might have a pause in altcoin season? We're going to talk about all of this today. And we're also going to talk about what it would look like for Bitcoin to truly see a successful rescue operation to come and test 49,700, because now that we're at this $47,000 level, that is a good thing. But the puzzle pieces outside of the market, like the DXY, don't look good. And so we're going to be very neutral today for the bears and the bulls. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. Let's just dive into this Bitcoin analysis. First, on the weekly chart, notice how because we are fully above this 20-week moving average, we haven't even gotten a chance to test it with this weekly candle. This closes in 3 days. The cryptocurrency market's the most manipulated on the weekends. Understand that so far all we've seen is a garden variety retest of the previous weekly open with our candle low at 43,927 and the previous weekly open at 43,795. We pretty much got a retest, and I would even call this a bullish retest since we didn't even get to touch the exact number. Of course, it was, a few $100 away, which is, maybe 0.2 or 3% differential here. But I think the biggest question right now is we talked about this relief rally that we've been seeing here over the last few weeks for Bitcoin. And a lot of people are expecting Bitcoin to either break out of this structure or continue to see highs. Now, I think the question we need to ask ourselves right now is, do we have a top in? And realize that, we're not going to get a postcard from Bitcoin telling us that it's the top. It's not going to give you a phone call and tell you, okay, the top is in. We have to determine that based on the smaller time frames, because that's what morphs into the larger time frames. So I want to pull up this Ichimoku cloud on the 4-hour chart. Notice how it's been maintaining itself as a support level throughout this bullish continuation. And at this point, we are starting to get back above the Ichimoku cloud. That's a very good thing. But we have this area at this weekly open where there's massive resistance at 47,000 US dollars, because if we can get above this weekly open, now we can start talking about a retest of 49,700. And so if we do get above 47,000 with hourly and 4-hour candle confirmations, we could expect 49,700. Do I believe that we're going to see upside beyond 50,000 if we get above 47,000? I think that no. I think that what would happen is we would come down, test 49,700 before seeing a little bit more of a slowdown, just because this is such a big range and it's going to really take some outside market influence for Bitcoin to move up to 58,353. Of course, if we start to get to 49,700 and see strength, now we can start looking at the smaller time frames to determine if we're going to see potentially new all-time highs above 49,700. But don't be surprised if we move to 49,700, test it, and maybe even see a wick into the $50,000 range if we get above 47,000. So we know 47,000 now is the level we want to watch for the upside. Well, what about the downside? Now we know that we have this 100 period moving average on the 4-hour that held as support. We talked about this being the place that we don't want to break, the $43,800 level. That's the previous weekly open, and I want to maintain myself as the fact that now that we've come and tested this level, we saw a reaction, which is what we wanted. If Bitcoin comes and knocks on this door for a second time at 43,800, I think the likelihood of us breaking down becomes way more probable, and really this monthly open at 41,950 is going to be the make it or break it. So, we can kind of just put that in blue there and realize that a break of this previous weekly open is the first sign of weakness. And beyond that, if we break 43,800, we have to hold this $41,950 level, or we can potentially see 34,788 or even levels below 30,000, depending on how that fear of this downside would affect the market, since we've already seen Bitcoin play in this range. And so that's what I'm watching. We have to realize that the range that we're playing in right now is 44,800 to 49,700. But because we broke 44,800 yesterday and we came to test the previous weekly open, we could also say that the range that we're in is 43,800 to 49,700 at this point. So we've, kind of extended this range. And I think that because of this, and now we're seeing Cardano move to test its previous all-time high. Remember what we talked about with our videos a couple days ago about Bitcoin dominance. The whales will only have so much fuel if Bitcoin can't get above 47,000 to move these altcoins to the upside. Because what they do is they take their Bitcoin and they move it into the altcoins, and it affects the altcoin versus Bitcoin chart that pushes the US dollar price to the upside, brings in new liquidity and new investors because they see the price going up. But they only can do that cycle so much if Bitcoin doesn't have enough liquidity. So if we can get above 47,000, that's more fuel for altcoins. Here's the thing then. Now that we're going to talk about Ethereum and altcoins, if we come down and see this downside scenario, since we know the range is 43,800 to 49,700, here's another assumption we can make. If we see Bitcoin stay above 43,800, altcoin season is probably in the final stages, but it's still intact. That's why we're still taking longs, right? We took a long on Cardano yesterday. But if we break 43,800, I'm going to make the bold prediction that altcoins are going to see further downside than Bitcoin. They're going to not perform as much, and Bitcoin dominance is going to increase. And the reason I think that this would happen if we come down, and I never said this in January. In January, I said this is the start of altcoin season, but we saw consolidation after Bitcoin moved to the upside. That was fine for altcoins to see upside. Then we saw another push after Elon Musk to the upside and another consolidation, and that was fine for altcoins. But because we saw 64,000 to 28,000, this wasn't an upside move. This is a downside move. I believe that this move to the upside that we've seen over the last few weeks is the final move for altcoins. And I say that because Bitcoin dominance is so oversold, and it is the king of this market. And the DXY is moving up, and it's so correlated. So I'm going to make the bold prediction once again. If we break 43,800 and we see this downside here, I think the storyline and the market sentiment is going to change for altcoins. And we're going to see Bitcoin outperform altcoins because it's going to act as a hedge. It's going to act as a area that is a place where altcoins can move and see less downside if we see an overall market correction. And so there's a lot of reasons for this prediction. But with Ethereum, I want you guys to realize this is a leading indicator for altcoins. So as much as Cardano is moving, that's not the leading indicator. It's easier for the whales to move Cardano because it has a smaller market cap. So that could be a food for thought. That's probably why it's moving right now. But if Bitcoin can't get above 47,000, I think it's highly unlikely for Ethereum to continue to see price levels above $3,300 US. Now, I still have my short at $3,315 US. I think with my $3,115 entry and the $3,315 entry, we took both of those on the Discord for the short. I have an average of $3,250 or something as my entry for my short. With my stop at break even right now, I don't mind if this Ethereum price moves up. If Bitcoin can get above 47,000, we see another nice rally for Ethereum. I'm very fine with that. Short gets cut off at break even, and then my spot positions, which I have not sold and will not sell for Ethereum, are going to increase. And then we could potentially look at taking a short here at the 34.54 level, where we have confluence with this major resistance area, because I do expect Bitcoin dominance to increase. And I'm going to keep saying that because that's one of the boldest predictions I've made over the last few weeks. And we've certainly predicted a lot of the other aspects of this market. And with the Ethereum Bitcoin chart showing weakness coming back down to 65,000 Satoshis, if this level breaks, that's the confirmation that we need to assume our thesis is actually correct and altcoins are going to see weakness against Bitcoin. And that would certainly affect the Others Dominance chart. But I don't think Others Dominance, once again, is going to see the worst time of its life. I think that it could slowly kind of trend down if Bitcoin dominance starts to move up before we see that scenario where the Ethereum flippers get their opinion tested and we see Ethereum form new all-time highs before Bitcoin before the end of this year, right? I think that's on the table. We'll talk about that. I'm not going to expand too much on that right now because first we need confirmation right now that this Bitcoin dominance is not going to firm any further lows, and this next low is just going to be another higher low. If that's the case, expect Bitcoin dominance to move up. Total cryptocurrency market cap chart, we can expect sideways price action if Bitcoin does not get above 47,000 US. We get above 47,000 US. Now everything changes, I think. And so, it's a very critical time. I had to get this video up to you guys as soon as I saw 47,000 being tested. And then to quickly talk about this DXY, we know this is moving up right now. That's very correlated to Bitcoin dominance, and it's already affecting the S&P 500, just like we talked about. We're coming already to test this 50 period. Asian markets have already seen, a lot of downside. We could expect some downside here for the S&P 500 if the DXY keeps moving up. That would affect the cryptocurrency market, and so that's some food for thought. Thank you all for tuning into the Snipers channel today. If you want to win Principles by Ray Dalio, one of my favorite books on value investing, all comments are eligible to win. I'm going to wrap up this video. Devious says, can't wait to meet my fellow snipers on the moon someday. Send me a message on Instagram, you want a book, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's analysis. I certainly appreciate each and every one of you, and I certainly enjoy doing this. And so I'm excited to see what happens here between the range of $49,700 and this $43,800 level. And with that, until next time, snipers